Hey there, you guys. It's me, Cheryl, and today we are going to explore my daily makeup routine. And the first thing I like to do is put on my NYX Photo Loving Primer, even for daily use. I groom my brows. It allows for a more natural looking application, and that way I know exactly how my brow shape is. As you can see, I am a picker and I have some hyperpigmentation marks, so I mix LA Girl Pro Corrector Orange and Too Faced Born This Way foundation, color in chestnut, I believe. I mix those two together to make a very dense, opaque, full coverage corrector that's custom fit to me. I actually learned this trick from a makeup artist named Lynn Golovich. She actually has been doing makeup for quite some time. Okay, so now that's all mixed together, I actually pat it on each one of my dark hyperpigmentation marks. I gotta stop picking, I'm getting better. But I do this first before I do anything, because I want the product to actually warm on my skin and actually absorb in my skin so it blends better, because you don't want to go through mixing the product, applying it, and just pretty much wiping it away. You kind of want it to stick to your skin, so apply it, give it some time to kind of warm and settle on your skin. Okay, yep, everywhere. Bad girl. Okay, I'm also putting some under my eyes, my dark circles that are a little dark. The orange helps with me because I am darker skin, so my darker circles need that orange to counteract, to neutralize out that discoloration. Next thing I'm using is the Muse Brow Quad. I dip my angled brow brush into our wax, just because when I dip it in the wax, it allows for more color and easier application. Okay, I use the color brunette first because I don't want to put too much dark color on first. I just want to kind of fill in my brows, and I actually, when I do the front of my brow, I draw upwards in the direction of my brows. Okay, and then I take the darker color from the Muse Brow Duo. I use the darker brown to kind of fill in my tail, and also wherever there's a little gray hair. Yes, I have gray hair in my brows. And by the way, I broke one of my lights, two of my nails right before I made this video, so sorry for any glares and sorry about that nail. Okay, so now I drew in both my brows. I'm going to take in the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I chose one of the colors that's maybe a shade or two lighter than my skin. I don't know it off the top of my head. I probably wore off the color, but I'm pretty sure it's almond. Okay, so I use this to pretty much draw out the shape of my brows. Brows for me always take the longest because I really try to get that shape almost perfect. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm really pressing in my concealers, my correctors, with a damp blending sponge. It has to be damp because you don't want to waste product. You don't want your sponge to absorb your product. So I use that to kind of press in the product, because we're layering multiple liquid products. We don't want it to look cakey. Okay, so you want to really press it in. So I take the Muse setting spray, as you can see, and I apply it to my stippling brush. Now I use a stippling brush. This is just a cheap e.l.f. stippling brush. It works pretty well for me to apply Born This Way Too Faced foundation. I apply this first because I like the coverage, and what I'm doing is I'm kind of pressing it into my skin. Okay, the next thing I use is the Maybelline FITMe, and I just go in to kind of help with the color. Now I had a little glare, and I just want to be the first one to point it out because I'm pretty sure you guys are going to say it in my comments. So I had a little glare, so maybe one part of my face might not have looked blended in, but that's just for my light, so sorry about that. Next video, we have a new light coming in straight from eBay, so that'll be fixed. Okay, so I'm just blending in the product but the way I blend, I press it in. Once again, is very important. I even get my eyelids. Okay, now just because it's a Monday through Thursday look and I'm rushing and I have to get out the door, I just throw on some mascara instead of throwing on my lashes, which I really like to do Thursday through Sunday, especially when I'm going out. But I really have to get the kids together. I have to be at work on time, so I just throw in a little mascara. Now with my mascara, the first thing I do is I tease the lashes on the top, and then I work my way down, and I take a clean spoolie and I kind of brush through my lashes to just make sure I got any residue. Okay, so after I play around with that, I go back over my under eye with a little highlight because I want to brighten my eye. I just don't want to conceal and correct. Now I corrected the tired discoloration, so right now I just want to brighten under my eye and also give my face some glow. So I do that by highlighting with the same LA Girl Pro Concealer that I use on my brows. I'm going to go right down my nasal bone. I'm a nurse and I can't give a correct statement. My cupid's bow on the corners of my mouth, my chin. I'm just trying to give myself a little definition. Because I'm darker skinned, this is actually called reverse highlighting that I'm doing. So it's going to actually look contoured on me, if you understand. If not, don't worry, I'm going to do a video pretty soon on reverse highlighting. Okay, so after I do that, make sure I got it everywhere I want it, and back to pressing. As you can see, we were using a ton of concealers, a ton of liquid. You have to make sure you press this in properly. Well, I make sure I press it in properly because throughout the day it'll settle on the skin and you'll see it. Okay, so because of that, I'm taking that setting powder, the NYX set Don't Fret, and I'm just going to go under my eyes. I put a little bit on my lids. The goal is not to forget to wipe it off. I always forget to wipe it off. Okay, so I just let that settle a little bit because we don't want that to crease later. I take my illuminating powders. This is my Muse illuminating powder, Soledad. I really like this. It warms up the face. I only use a little bit because I am going to work and I don't want to look like the glow queen. So I put that right on my jawline, down the center of my nose, with my cupid's bow, right above my, right on my brow bone to actually add a little bit more highlight there, a little glow. Okay. And after that, I take this cheap Santee Quad Blush Beauty brand that I found at some beauty supply, and I just add that right below my highlight. Okay, you don't want to mix it, but you want it to look uniform, and not a lot, just a little. So I take the Muse Lip Crayon Coco Bronze, which is like my go-to now. I see I've been using it a lot, and I just fill in my entire lip with this. I like using this as a lip color because it lasts long. It works almost as like a matte lipstick. It just lasts a longer time. As you see, I draw in a quick, define an X for my cupid's bow so I can have a little definition. Okay. Then I am going to take the Muse H2O Liquid Lips, which I really love. It lasts for hours, and I apply it to the top of that color, and it just gives me like this glow metallic look along with my illuminating powder. Okay, so now I take my favorite powder brush, and I really get all of that powder from under my eyes because you don't want to go around looking like a powder mess. Okay, I take my Maybelline FITMe powder, which I just love, and I go around my complete entire face. Okay, that also settles all that layering we've been doing. Make sure you get everything, especially if you have oily skin. A little Muse setting spray, and I take my powder brush to kind of work that setting spray in to get it all over my face. I use that so I don't have that powdery look at the end of my makeup look. Well, of course, I forgot to take the setting spray off of my eyelids. So now I'm going to go back and just dust that off. And now we're finished and I can start breakfast, wake the kids up, and go to work. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.